Go Queen, and I am thrilled to be calling in the Goddess Winter and the work that we are doing with Temple of Lilith. And so, hi, Winter, welcome. We're so excited to have you.
Thanks, Nicole.
So we are bringing in, at the end of July, we're going to have a workshop, Temple of Lilith. And I wanted to talk to Winter a little bit more about who is Lilith.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So good to see you again. So Lilith is a goddess, and her origins, her origins date back thousands of years, but one of the most infamous stories of her, and this is how I first discovered her, was that she was the first wife of Adam in the story of Adam and Eve. And the story goes that she refused to lie beneath him during sex and lovemaking. And consequently, because of that, she was sort of, banished from the connection, or she left the connection, depending on what mythology we look into. And Adam subsequently went on to marry Eve, who was willing to be sort of more submissive. So Lilith was cast out as a snake, and she became vilified as a snake that fed Eve the apple, in that contributed to the demise of the Garden of Eden. So she was kind of, her erotic prowess and power was quite demonized. But what she is a goddess of our sexuality, of power, of our fire, and the mythology that precedes her is one that's been steeped in quite negative influence. But her magic is actually that she is here to activate and ignite. And her power is in her sexuality and her erotic force. So she's a potent force to work with, and to also see ourselves in as women.
Wow. I can feel her already. Like she is like moving and calling in. And I kind of want to know, what is it that, I know you feel really called to, share this work. I know you're doing this work down in Australia. What is it that you want to bring to this workshop? What will people experience? Like, how do they activate with Lilith?
So it's going to be a 2-day workshop over a weekend. But when I was initiated in meeting her, and how she's influenced me, was that she activated me. So Lilith was one of the first guides I had as a woman. And the medicine that she brought to me was an activation of my sexual energy, activation of my deep eroticism, and also my primal wild power, my primal energy. So she activated my wildness as a woman, and the mysteries of the blood, and different primal aspects of who we are. And also so my will and my heart, they're the kind of 4 elements we're going to go into with her, using her as a guide. We're going to look at in celebrating our primal nature and our primal eroticism. And then we're going to delve into the temptress energy, which is what her archetype has been demonized as, and that's a big piece of her mythology. And looking as women as in how we can actually own those energies in ourselves. So how we can use our sexual prowess and energy in ways that actually magnetize and empower, rather than in ways of manipulation and deceit. So we're going to do a beautiful process around owning our temptress and using that to activate our lives, as well as looking at our will, and how we actually as women stand up in the world and speak for ourselves and others. So really activating that will of our fire, and coming into our hearts finally. So they're the kind of the stages we're going to flow with. And it's really for women, anyone who wants to find their fire, for women who feel that they might feel like they find it difficult to voice, to voice what they want, they need, feel ashamed of expressing themselves, feel like they want to have more of a sense of, purpose and clarity around who they are. So she really anchors that in us, as well as women who want to open their sexual expression and deepen their sexual connection, and connection to their bodies. She's deeply embedded in the body. And particularly for women who hold rage. So Lilith has got a rage piece, actually, and it's
like
part of her shadow. or women who have rage they cannot express.
Right.
So beautiful portal for our rage and the fire of our rage. So these workshops, we've had lots of women come through who might hold in their bodies or being, frustration, and this is a beautiful workshop to really move that through. Or if they feel smuffled, they can't speak or they can't express. Yeah. So she really helps us not to be small, basically. Yeah.
To live our large, wild, passionate selves.
Absolutely. She's completely liberated me in that way. So we're to the point where I feel like I can fully express all of who I am without consideration, worrying about others or judgment. So it's really, she's brought me into a really clear sense of who I am. She was a key to that in my life.
Well, wow, we are so excited to bring this work to Berlin. We obviously could talk about this for hours. And yeah. And Winter, you already wrote your beautiful article about how Lilith came into your life and that initiation process. So obviously, people that are interested in learning more about what that experience was for you personally, I feel like a lot of women are experiencing this energy but don't have a name for it. And so I'm really excited about giving it a name, giving it an archetype. And, I just want to share that, Winter and I both love tarot, and that we chose a card that represents Lilith. And this is in my Mother Peace deck, the Tower card. And here she sits on the tower with her thunderbolts and really creating that spark for change.
That's right.
And I really just wanted you to share one more time what your intention is with women working with Lilith and doing this work.
So basically, working with an archetype is an external reflection of our own inner journey as women. Yeah. So when we work with an archetype like this, it's really we're working with ourselves. But it's for women who want to shake up their lives. If there's things that they want to clear, if they're carrying shame, if they're carrying anything that stops them from actually being huge expressions of who they are, then this is the place, safe container. We'll have 2 days to really go into it. So it's whatever you want to clear that stops you from fully embracing the boldest expression of who you are. Yeah, unapologetic.
Yeah, calling back that fire.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and particularly around sexuality. So if there's sexual shame or there's any, if women want to work with that, this is the place that we'll be doing that as well. Yeah.
Women have been known to be the keepers of the flame, and I feel that is part of the process that we have been reawakening and remembering. And so I am so excited to bring you back to Berlin. For all of those who weren't part of the workshop last year, it was incredible, and so I'm really happy for you to come back and share your experience and tools.
So exciting.
Powerful energy.
Totally. And it's Berlin, that's the only city I could think of, the best city for her.
Oh, yeah. Lilith is walking through the streets and she brings us.
Totally. It's perfect.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming and joining us. And I'm going to start telling everybody more about this fabulous workshop and making sure that they don't miss this amazing opportunity.
Totally. I'm so looking forward to it. See you soon.
Okay, yay, very soon. All right. Mwah, ciao. Bye.